Hi, Cheney Group friends and family. We are live on Facebook at home with the Cheney Group today. Everyone say hi.
Hey!
Hello.
Well, with part of us, Allison had to go show homes. Dana is coming, but she'll be here in a few minutes. And then we have a few others that couldn't make it today, but we wanted to jump on. We've been getting a lot of questions about the real estate market. How has COVID affected that? And what can we expect in the coming months? So we're here to answer your questions. We have several questions that were brought in earlier because I posted about this yesterday, but if you have any questions, feel free to add them in the comments and we'll check that before we end the video. So I'm gonna turn you over to Jeff Cheney.
Hey!
And there we go.
And the Lyles. So thanks for watching us today. We really wanted to kind of do something informal because we're getting so many questions about what is going on with the real estate market. And so I think the answers are going to surprise probably many people because what we tell them is happening is that, you know, the real estate market right now is really kind of on fire. I mean, we're starting to see, I think we sold probably 75 to 80% of our listings just in the last 7 to 10 days. We've got multiple houses with backup offers. And so why is that? You know, people keep asking why is that? And so what we saw was, you know, we track all these analytics, you know, to predict what the market's going to do. And when we were looking back in November, December, and January, you know, those numbers that we look at were telling us that 2020, we anticipated being probably our busiest year of things kind of really taking off. And we really started seeing that in the first quarter in January and February. And then, of course, COVID-19 hit. No one was expecting that. And it was a big, giant pause button on the real estate market. And so what we're seeing now is there's a light at the end of the tunnel. People see that there is going to be an end to this, that people are going back to work. That market conditions, you know, are starting to settle down, and there is very little inventory. And so the interest rates are at an all-time low, and so we're seeing buyers now saying, I'm going to try to take advantage of these low interest rates, lock in that next home. You know, after being sheltered at home, I think a lot of people are starting to see the things they didn't like about their house, or maybe they need a bigger house, or want that media room, or want that pool, and so it's kind of become an interesting challenge here over the last 2 weeks, which is we went from nothing happening to now we're sprinting everywhere. Is that what y'all are kind of seeing too, you know, from the buyer side?
Yeah, it was like a week ago Monday. It was like the floodgates opened up and people started coming back into the market, asking questions, wanting to get out there. I know on the way over here, Kirsten and I were talking about our weekend, and I was like, well, I'm taking 4 different clients out on Saturday alone. And part of that is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all of us. Is on Sunday, so you know, not a lot of people are wanting to go out on Sunday. But yeah, it's been crazy.
So what we expect to happen is the inventory that's out there right now, I think that market is going to kind of sell out pretty quick. So the market really needs new listings and new things to come on the market. And so I know a lot of people, even a lot of our sellers that normally would have listed in March or April, are now coming to the market in May. So I do think we'll start seeing a big push towards new properties coming on the market here in May. Our listing coordinator, Dolly, in the background is nodding her head saying, yes, she's super busy already, trying to stay caught up. And so you know, we do expect to see 2020 being still a strong year locally here. So,
yeah, we did another interview a couple weeks ago, and you know, we were just kind of talking about how volume-wise, we're probably going to make up what we missed in April. It's just going to come in a more compressed time period, and then you know, something else, a question that I get, and I haven't seen the questions, but this is probably in there. People are saying, well, what about pricing? What's happening with the prices? And you know, if you look at simple supply-demand dynamic, we saw a massive drop-off on active listings through the end of March and into April, but we also saw a proportionate drop-off in buyer activity. And so the deals that were getting done, prices were staying stable. So I know a lot of people are itching to get really great deals, like maybe something 2009, 2010. We're not seeing that right now. You know, there are some distressed properties. They're going to be coming later in the year, not necessarily right now.
See, it's funny that Adam said that because he's about to bring me an offer on one of my listings tomorrow. So I'm going to remind you of that when you try to lowball me on that offer.
I will say, Adam, you brought up the price of homes, but people are also asking about rates of homes at the beginning of March. I know we were seeing all-time lows on rates for getting a house. Are you still seeing that, or has that changed since then?
Yeah, no, it's still, rates are really low, and some projections are, and who knows what's going to happen in the future, but some projections are that rates could potentially even go lower than what we're seeing right now. I know on the front end of the lockdown and the whatever you call it, stay-at-home orders, there was a lot of disruption in the markets, in the lending markets. A lot of loan products were getting pulled. A lot of investors were kind of exiting, taking a wait-and-see approach, and so some of the lending was difficult to get done when they were non-conforming. We could go into the whole mortgage.
That's a whole other video.
Jargon, but we have seen investors coming back in the market. There's liquidity out there. If you're well qualified, there's money to borrow.
Okay, another question. I think you guys have really talked about, you've seen new buyers coming in, and they're still coming out of the woodwork. Are they finding what they're looking for, and are they still looking out of want, or are you seeing buyers come out of necessity now? Are they looking for desire of homes, or because they have to move for?
Oh no, it's
reason?
mostly because people want to move and they want to either upgrade their home, they want to move to the bigger home after being with their kids in their house. They're looking like these walls are so crowding in on us.
Yeah.
So I'd say they're looking for the bigger upgrades, the pool, the media room that they want, all those good things. So yeah.
I will introduce, you'll probably have seen Kirsten Lyle is our designer on the team, and I know she's been super busy. Kirsten, do you want to tell us a little bit about the projects you've been doing?
Sure. So with our real estate side of the business, I have been helping clients get their homes ready to sell because they are looking to move to their dream home, or they may be moving out of state for relocation. But what I do is come in and help clients see what they need to do to get the maximum value to sell their home, and also to sell it quickly. So what we see typically is that if clients don't upgrade, update their cabinets to paint those, to update the colors in their home, light fixtures, things like that, then their home will sit longer. And they may get the same price or lower price after 6 months on the market than if we go in, update, put some money into the home, they will get it sold quicker and usually for a higher price. So.
Yeah, we're seeing that be a big deal, is that the sellers that put more in up front sell for much higher pricing and for quicker. We've actually taken over quite a few listings, here in the last 6 months where sellers were frustrated, and Kirsten was able to come in and give some recommendations, and then we look like the heroes because they were sitting on the market before with another agent for 4, 5, 6 months, and we had it sold in 2 to 3 weeks, and so we have a dozen of those. And so we'd rather tell people kind of the bad news now, and then they're happy and have a good experience. And so we highly encourage people thinking of selling their homes that sometimes it's just you can put $5,000 into your house and make $15,000 to $20,000 more in how you sell it. Just in simple things. And Kirsten's really great about that as far as cost-effective things. And so I haven't even told you this. Other things that Kirsten does is going to do, hopefully, is you talk about this whole virtual buying thing that we're doing now. We actually have somebody that is building a house from Hawaii and will never see this house before they get here. And so I'm going to need you to actually design their house for them.
Perfect.
So I've already told them about you, and they're looking forward to you picking out everything for them.
Great. The other thing too, this week I went for a client because we could only have one person in the design showroom. So I went and picked out their floors for them because they didn't care and they wanted my opinion versus their own. So that's things that we do too, is that right now it's just different. So I've been going, instead of clients going, I do it for them. So yeah.
Anything else you expect? Somebody had asked, and we kind of touched on this, what you anticipate over the summer and moving into the fall regarding the real estate market?
I think one of the biggest trend differences is just how you go about showcasing homes and showing homes. That even though people are starting to, come out more and feel more safe going out and looking at homes, they don't want to go look at 25 or 30 homes anymore. That used to be kind of most buyers were, well, if I kind of like it, let's leave it on the list and let's just go see, and then I can rule it out. Now people want to look at 3D floor plans, they want to look at pictures, they want to look at aerials, they want to really kind of narrow it down virtually to like that last 5 or 10 and then go look at those. And so that's why we're kind of even doubling down on all the efforts we do, with those is, every showing, is going to be even more critical because you're probably going to have less showings than you had in the past to get to that buyer, but you may have had a bigger funnel online to result in that.
Yeah, and it makes pictures, much more important. It makes the tour that we do, the 3D tours that we offer, much more important. And just having your home look as best as you can and putting your best foot forward is really ideal right now, because they'll just pass on your house if they don't like pictures of it.
We had some friends reach out to us asking, how do you feel this is affecting the luxury house market? Is that any different?
It's been interesting because, anecdotally, we've had quite a few of really all of our luxuries here sell a lot within the last couple of weeks, really. So that has been a surprise. I don't know if that will sustain. Part of what Adam alluded to is the difficulty with jumbo loans, certainly will have some impact. The luxury market, when the stock market kind of took its initial crash too, there may have been people playing it more cautious, also. But now kind of, I think the overall, economic conditions are starting to look more positive. The market's responding well, and so I think the luxury buyers are even still, coming out. That's going to be something to watch and see as we move through the summer to see if that does continue as well. But as Kirsten mentioned, I think a lot of people, one of the things this has done is it's made people value their home more and their time in their home more. And I think more and more people are going to be willing to invest in their homes as you kind of get used to spending more time in them. And I don't know that that's going away. And so I think that'll drive some of the market this year as well.
We did get a question come in. Dan Strickland is watching. Thank
Dan.
you for joining us. He's asking, under 485,000, is FHA faster moving?
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting sub-market because that starts getting right on the border of when new construction starts to be a competing factor, kind of right around that 500,000 kind of range. So for homes that are kind of right on that cusp, making sure they're updated is even more critical because every single one of those buyers is walking through model homes.
Yep.
And then they want to kind of see that. And so, I'd say kind of right on the cusp there, it gets a little bit of a challenge competing with those and what the builders are doing with their remaining spec inventory. Unless a house is updated or has a great yard or pool, those houses, people are fighting over those. And then kind of once you get even lower down, like where new construction isn't competing, so getting to 450 and lower, then yeah, those are performing, very well just because there's nothing new being built. So. And we have Dana joining us now.
Hi. Sorry. There we go. And one more question came in on Instagram, and then that's all I have. If any of you have more questions, feel free to comment, message us, private message us. We are happy to answer questions offline as well. But this is an easy one. What advice would you give to a first-time home buyer?
Oh, we just had a walkthrough this morning with a first-time home buyer, and there's a cute couple and so excited for their new house. But, I think even they were mentioning to us today, just, they didn't realize how much was involved in the process. And so how they can, it's really just finding the right partners, finding the people that you trust to help navigate, the waters out there as far as figuring out financing, the right location for your family, and all those kinds of things. One of the things we've always tried to strive ourselves on is naturally when buyers start looking for houses, you get online and you're looking at pictures and you get so focused on just the bricks and mortar of a house. And so the first piece of advice we try to give, especially first-time buyers, is kind of step out of that thought process and think about the lifestyle that you're buying. You know, not just the bricks and mortar. That where are you going to eat out? What's your commute going to be to work? What kind of activities you like to do? Where are you going to shop? You know, if you have children, where do you want them to go to school? What activities they're in? And those are the things that are going to, you know, when you start living in the house day to day, they're going to make you happier, you know, with the choice, you know, that you made. And so, you know, those are the biggest kind of wants and needs versus, you know, maybe a wall color or something that can be changed later, or you can update later. What else would y'all say?
It's absolutely correct. And this isn't just first-time home buyers, but this is just home buyers in general. Get your financing in order prior to going and looking at homes, because especially in a market like ours where oftentimes you have to move quickly, if you don't have your financing in order, you're going to miss out on a home. I just had one client who jumped the gun, tried to put an offer in on a house, and I said, you got to get your financing in order, and they ended up accepting the offer, and he didn't get the financing in order. And so it really can be, and they turned around and then the next day sold the house, and so they lost on that one. And so it's vitally important to, you know, like you said, put your team together, make sure you have a team in place that you trust, that's guiding you through the process, whether it's first time, second time, fourth time buying a house. Having a strong team in place is absolutely critical.
And we can help you find lenders if you need to get.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have a whole roster of people that we work with day in and day out and trust to treat our clients right.
Any other questions you guys have seen? That's all I have that came in before.
Dolly may have some.
Dolly joined a little later. Do you have any questions
She's always
that you've
on the
heard?
phone talking to people, so she might have some stuff that she's hearing.
It's just getting busy.
It's getting busy. That's what we like to hear. Well, awesome. Thank you guys. Anything else you want to tell Facebook?
One
Before we go?
interesting thing that's going to be interesting to see how it plays out is effective May 1st, you can't do coming soon listings anymore. So, you know, as far as hit pockets and those kinds of things, it's been a MLS change. So it's going to be interesting to see how that may, you know, impact the market. So,
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And for everyone watching, we are always here to answer your questions. Feel free to reach out anytime. And happy Mother's Day.
yes.
Yes.
Yay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.